Have you ever lied awake at night thinking about the creation of the universe? Have you ever considered that the universe could have been created by a giant noodle monster flying through the sky with his noodly appendages? If so, then you're not the only person to have had this thought before. Good evening. My name is Julia Beasley, and tonight I would like to talk with you about the practices, politics, and purpose of the Pastafarian cultural movement, whose believers are currently working on getting this established as a legal religion in every country across the globe. You, like thousands of others across the globe, might actually have beliefs that align with the Pastafarians without even knowing it. Philosophies and ideologies are an important part of any religious or political movement, and Pastafarianism applies its beliefs to both in a way that attempts to balance known sciences with unknown universal questions. There are several important basic principles that are essential to the Pastafarian cultural movement. Pastafarianism, like any other religious or organized groups, have beliefs that are unique to the individual practice. The following ideas were outlined by Bobby Henderson, the creator of Pastafarianism, in his 2006 book, The Gospel of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. The Flying Spaghetti Monster, who is pictured here in several artist renderings, is believed to be a giant cluster of noodles who flies through space with 2 giant meatballs, 2 eye stalks, and noodly appendages. He is believed to be invisible, and it is believed that he is everywhere at all times always, and that he can reach out to any point in the universe at any given time. He is known for changing scientific data, such as radiocarbon dates. He will reach out his noodly appendages and change the numbers so that the numbers are not accurate, and we do not get an accurate reading of the age of the Earth. Pirates are also considered sacred in the Pastafarian religion because we share 100% of our DNA with pirates, but we do not share 100% of our DNA with our evolutionary ancestors. Because pirates are considered to be sacred, it is also believed in Pastafarianism that global warming is caused by the steady decline of pirates since the 1800s, and that global warming is the flying spaghetti monster warming the earth as an angry response to the decrease in the number of pirates. Pirate clothing is the official clothing of Pastafarianism, and colanders are also considered sacred religious items. Fridays are observed as the Sabbath, and evangelism is the holiday celebrated by the Pastafarians, and it coincides with Halloween at the end of October. One of the practices during this holiday is to carve pumpkins, as we would see in jack-o'-lanterns in Halloween, but they are usually carved with pictures of the flying spaghetti monster himself. In Flying Spaghetti Monster Heaven, it is believed that there is a beer volcano and a stripper factory, and that everybody is invited to Flying Spaghetti Monster Heaven. There are people who say that the Pastafarian religious movement is a paradoxical parody of a religious movement, but those who are true believers of the Pastafarian religious movement assert that their beliefs are incredibly valid and that they're just as valid as any other religious movement out there. Nick Martin, a religious philosopher, published an article on August 28, 2019, titled Exemption, Sincerity, and Pastafarianism, and he asserts that from a legal standpoint, this shouldn't be considered a pseudo-religion and is, in fact, a religion. That statement was also supported by Ethan Blevins, a law reviewer, in his fall 2016 article, A Fixed Meaning of Religion in the First Amendment, where he also labels Pastafarians as strong advocates for religious freedom. Eric Steinhardt also agreed with this statement, and he is a theologist. He wrote in Pastafarianism in 2016 that the Pastafarian cultural movement meets the requirements for a legally recognized religion. However, it is not legally recognized in every country. Being involved in legal proceedings are not the only way that Pastafarians are active politically. The Pastafarian cultural movement is not just a spiritual one, but it is a political one as well. The Pastafarian cultural movement actively advocates against intelligent design being taught alongside evolutionary theory in schools. The creation of Pastafarianism actually stemmed from a letter that was written by Bobby Henderson to the Kansas School Board This is a small tidbit of that letter that was written and 2 of the graphics that he included in the letter, including the global average temperature versus the number of pirates and the first drawing of this flying spaghetti monster himself, where he writes to the Kansas School Board and states that if intelligent design is going to be taught in schools alongside evolutionary theory, then intelligent design of multiple religions should be taught and not just one. The Pastafarians are strong advocates for religious freedom, religious expression, and freedom of speech. One of the quotes from Patricia Bauer, assistant editor at Encyclopedia Britannica, in the article Flying Spaghetti Monster, Deity of Pastafarian Social Movement, published on January 31st, 2018, said Pastafarians have challenged laws that give particular privileges to religious ideas, practices, or bodies of worships in several countries and jurisdictions, frequently by seeking recognition as a religion with varying degrees of success. She expands on this idea and gives several examples, starting with the one in 2011 where the colander on the right is allowed to be worn as an official piece of headwear in a driver's license photo in Austria. Colanders are officially considered religious headwear in the Czech Republic, New Zealand, and the United States. And on the left over here, Pomfret Town Council member Christopher Schaefer is being inducted into the City Council in New York in 2014. And he is the first City Council member to be inducted onto a City Council who is openly a Pastafarian. The Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster has been officially accepted as a religion in the Netherlands as of 2016, and this is one of the members of the church standing in front of the Noodle Monster sign that has been added to the religious signs in the Netherlands. Because it's officially recognized as a religion in some countries, you can be ordained as a minister in the Church of Pastafarianism, or the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, And the first Flying Spaghetti Monster wedding was performed in New Zealand in 2016 between Toby Rickett and Mariana Finn, who, as you can see, are wearing traditional pirate regalia, and she is wearing a bowl of noodles on her head as well. Practice and politics are important, but what is the purpose of Pastafarianism? Well, Pastafarianism is a cultural movement that's designed for anyone of any background to participate in a spiritual, political, and religious organization without the literal belief in Scripture. It's a way for people of all different backgrounds to get together and express their creativity in varying degrees, as well as expressing their political beliefs and religious ideologies. Patricia Bauer stated in the same article mentioned previously that belief is not required of members, however, and dogma is rejected. Therefore, anybody who is an executive in the church does not have absolute authority over the religion and does not have the power to change the religion as it is. Bobby Henderson, the creator of the religion, actually wrote on the subject that we are not anti-religion. This is not an atheist club. Anyone and everyone is welcome to join our church, including members of other religions. In addition to atheists, agnostics, and free thinkers who have joined us, we have a number of Christian, Muslim, Hindu, and Buddhist members, and I would love to have more. Note to the religious, you are welcome here. Let me make this clear. We are not anti-religion. We are anti-crazy nonsense done in the name of religion. Today, I have briefly summarized the practices, politics, and purpose of the Pastafarian cultural movement, or religious movement, depending on what part of the world you're located in. Though not everyone believes in the Pastafarian cultural movement, not everyone believes in the Flying Spaghetti Monster, and not everybody believes in any of the religion whatsoever, but it can serve as a great reminder that asking questions about the world around you and sticking to your beliefs is something that's important, as well as being open to different ideas of those outside of your own belief system. If you ever find yourself in times of trouble, remember to ask yourself, what would the Flying Spaghetti Monster do? Thank you for listening to my speech tonight.
And I'm here too.